going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about some breaking news about a new Call of Duty release, the 2-year anniversary of Warzone, and some other major updates. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and make sure you have notifications on to stay up to date with everything going on in Cold War Year 2, Warzone, and any other future Call of Duty as well. In the background, we have some pretty good Iron Trials gameplay here on Rebirth Island. I actually got this win the other day live on stream, which was hilarious. And it's funny how the lobbies work, right? Because every time I queued up with an actual teammate that I knew we had communication going, we were going up against some horrendous lobbies of Giga Chads, scuff jumping, slide cancelers, bunny hoppers, people that were playing $100,000 tournaments in our lobby. It was ridiculous. And the moment that I queued up on solo, though, all of a sudden the lobbies were just drastically easier. It was hilarious. Enjoyed the background footage, and also had a ton of fun on stream doing a bunch of live custom games with a bunch of you out there. And whoever won the custom game was the person who I ended up giving away some bundles to, which was great. I'll be doing more of that in some future live streams as well. But first and foremost, today is the 2-year anniversary of Warzone. I know, I can't believe it either. It's been 2 whole years, and if you guys ask yourself, was Warzone the best thing to happen to Call of Duty? I think that's a bit of a tough question, but I would personally say yes and no. Yes, I mean, Warzone did prove how big or how bigger Call of Duty can be once it goes free to play, and just how crazy the energy could be around the community when the experience gets updates fairly frequently. And I also think Warzone brought Call of Duty to new levels of depth that it just hadn't gone before. I know it's Battle Royale, but still, it proved that Call of Duty could be more than just campaign, multiplayer, and zombies. But the reason I would say no is just because of the poor leadership and higher-ups that didn't allocate their resources correctly. And what I mean by that is they didn't necessarily hire more people to make sure an ambitious project like Warzone could exist or coexist alongside multiplayer, zombies, other COD experiences. It just seemed like multiplayer zombies in some cases got the short end of the stick while everybody else was forced to work on Warzone. And yeah, things have gotten better, but Warzone Pacific is a great example of something that just wasn't ready to release. And it just shows you that no matter if they have all studios under their umbrella working on Warzone, there still are a number of issues. And I'm not a fan of how that was handled, especially with the fact that they've admitted Warzone 1 can't really be fixed. They didn't even plan for all these costs to be integrated, and it turned into this clusterfuck when it was originally just supposed to be a Modern Warfare Battle Royale. Now their best bet is to come out with Warzone 2 with a fresh start and a clean slate with no other prior integration. So let me know how you're feeling about that down below in the comments. But in the background here, as you guys are seeing, Rebirth Iron Trials, the latest update to the current iteration of Rebirth. It's confirmed this is going to be the last major update to the Rebirth that we know and love right now. It's unclear what changes are going to happen to Rebirth with the mid-season update or even beyond that, but it's made clear that Rebirth is going to drastically change, hopefully for the better, at some point in the next couple of weeks. So with Iron Trials here, I could have sworn I read somewhere in a blog post that it was going to be Cold War ground loot only, which would make sense considering Rebirth is a Cold War era map. I'm not sure if this map takes place in present day, like in 2020, such as Modern Warfare and Verdansk. Maybe it does, and I just can't remember, but the thing is, you would have expected kind of a Cold War-centric weapon update for this game mode, but for some reason there's still Vanguard loot everywhere, which I'm not really a fan of at all. And the thing about it is that it plays kind of strange, right? The mode hasn't been received too well. I kind of feel like the loot is also a bit off. It feels like it takes a little bit too long to find cash, to find good weaponry, find good items. It's a bit different in comparison to Rebirth Resurgence, and there of course is a gulag, but the thing is, it's okay. I did like Iron Trials quite a bit on Verdansk 84, but the version on Rebirth isn't quite that great. And for getting a win in this mode, you will get an animated calling card, as you will see on screen. It's a pretty nice one. I like running it. I think it's okay for a reward in beating this mode, but let me know how you're feeling about Rebirth Iron Trials down below in the comments. I think the big update coming to Rebirth could possibly coincide with Cold War Year 2, whether story-wise or just out of pure coincidence. We'll have to wait and see how that works, but it does seem like they're hinting that some familiar foe is going to return and change Rebirth as we know it. Now today, Activision also confirmed a rumor that's been floating around for well over a year. Warzone is in fact coming to mobile, and it's unclear though what map it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be Verdansk, although it's possible. I personally feel like they're going to pull a Fortnite, and whenever Warzone 2 releases, let's say this fall with Modern Warfare 2, if it's ready by then, I could be completely off and it might not release for another year and a half, but maybe when Warzone 2 comes out, not only can you play it on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X or S, but also you have that mobile integration such as Fortnite where you can play with anybody you want around the world. I still don't even know if Warzone 2 is going to be available for PS4 and Xbox One, and the thing is, I hope it isn't just so it's not held back for current gen hardware, but at the same time, I know it's going to shut out a bunch of gamers out there who haven't upgraded to new consoles or PCs yet. They haven't mentioned anything about Warzone Pacific either. I highly doubt that they're going to waste time porting over Warzone Pacific onto mobile and have that crossplay enabled. I just don't think Warzone Pacific has been popular enough, and I don't think it was received well enough at all to justify bringing it to mobile. And it's also unclear if this is a separate experience entirely, where maybe you can't play with anybody who's on PS5 or PC. Maybe it really is a mobile Warzone experience where you can only play with people that are on iPhones or Androids. Now, we also have a claim from Gaming Scooper the Ghost of Hope that Rebirth Island is in fact going to be added to Warzone Mobile, and I'm not saying that's the only map that'll be in Warzone Mobile. I don't think that's what he meant either. I would just assume there will be multiple maps added to Warzone Mobile over the course of like a year, maybe even sooner than that. Or maybe they all release at once as well to give that variety right away to the large gaming market that is on mobile devices. Now, he also is claiming that it is its own thing. However, I personally think it's a missed opportunity to not integrate Warzone Mobile with Warzone 2 so that you could play with anybody that you want on any device, similar to Fortnite, but maybe Activision's like, let's not copy Fortnite in that sense, or other battle royales that do this. Let's just have Warzone Mobile have its own player base completely disconnected from next gen and PC. Or it could be another example of like, hey, we want to do that, but we just don't have the resources or devs to actually make that happen. It would take too long, or it just would require an amount of work that we don't think is actually worth doing. So it's unclear how that's all going to work, but as of now, I guess that's good news for those out there that do like Rebirth Island above other battle royale maps right now. And I'm also assuming it'll be the version of Rebirth that we know right now that's currently in Warzone. It won't end up being this revamped and modified Rebirth that we're about to get in the next couple of weeks, if not sooner. Now, I'd be also interested to see if there's any possibility of getting either the Blackout map or even the scrapped Ural Mountains experience added to Warzone Mobile. I don't think anybody out there would complain about that, and if anything, it would be a good opportunity to see what a Treyarch designed battle royale experience would play like in the largest audience possible, such as a free mobile gaming market. And I mentioned this so many times before on the podcast and other videos. I'm like, look, Treyarch really hasn't had the chance to show the world what a battle royale designed by them could perform like given the right circumstances. I mean, yeah, I love Blackout and I prefer it over Warzone in a couple of different areas, but I also don't think the way that Activision treated Blackout would have allowed it to thrive the way Warzone currently does. So it's unfortunate that time and time again, Treyarch has gotten the short end of the stick from Activision for a number of reasons, whether it's getting their whole campaign scrapped, whether it's having to shoehorn in a battle royale with unfair paywalls in front of it. I would just love to see a reality where all devs get treated fairly, all devs can allocate their resources correctly, and they can work on ambitious projects without higher-ups who have no idea what they're doing coming in and just ruining things. So let's see what happens in the future, but I would definitely love to see one day kind of a Treyarch battle royale Warzone experience that can have everything that Blackout never could. So the first thing I get from this is that this very likely is not the free-to-play title that has been rumored for 2023. And as you can see, Treyarch wasn't mentioned at all in this list of devs working on this project, whereas members of the press have reported that Treyarch is working on or helping with this free-to-play Call of Duty experience dropping in the next year and a half or so. And I think even Charlie Intel pointed out on Twitter not too long ago that whatever this free-to-play game is in 2023 has nothing to do with Warzone or that mobile integration at all. There just happens to be a free Warzone mobile experience also in development alongside whatever is going to happen in the next year and a half. And I also think the rumors going around that the Standalone Zombies project will be for mobile, that just doesn't make sense, nor does it sound right. I just think there just happens to be multiple free Call of Duty experience in development, and a lot of them might release at around the same time. And if anything, isn't 2023 the year to do it, right? Like I said in my previous video, I think 2023, if anything, is the golden year for bonus releases, such as remastered campaigns, remastered multiplayers, mobile experiences, entire free-to-play games that stand on their own 2 feet that aren't connected to the mainline series at all. I think 2023 is the year for that. Despite Modern Warfare 2 getting a year 2, at least according to current rumors, I still don't think that any of that will be enough to kind of fill in this big void of a Call of Duty release that isn't going to happen in 2023. And sure, I could be wrong. Maybe they end up updating Modern Warfare 2 quite a bit, but according to current insiders and scoopers, it looks like MW2 Year 2 isn't necessarily something they have planned far in advance. It's something they're going to be working on the fly. So that's why I think 2023 makes the most sense to drop Warzone Mobile, a free-to-play COD entirely that Treyarch's helping with, even a standalone zombies project. Do all of that, since MW2 might not be it. It might not be the game everybody hopes that it is, so all these extra bonus free releases could really fill that void. And if you guys are wondering, well, will this free-to-play Warzone mobile experience impact COD Mobile at all? I think it's possible that maybe it does harm the player base a little bit for COD Mobile's Battle Royale, but at the same time too, look how big the mobile gaming market is, as Charlie Intel even pointed out. For those asking why Warzone is coming to mobile, mobile gaming is the biggest gaming audience with over 1 billion people playing mobile games. Activision Blizzard is bringing all of their popular IP to mobile. Also, they didn't say the current Warzone Pacific itself is what's coming to mobile. They just announced Warzone is in development for mobile with no release date yet. And it's confirmed from various investors' calls and data you could pull up for yourselves online that Activision does make the most money from mobile experiences. From King, from Candy Crush, from all of those experiences, they make the most money from that. So if they can translate Call of Duty into that field a little bit more than they already have with COD Mobile, then I'm sure Warzone can make them even more money. And guess what? If the acquisition goes through in the next year, who's gonna make all that money? Microsoft. A lot of business going on here worth millions and millions of dollars. But speaking of business, you can't forget that it is being reported Activision shareholders are under investigation for presumably insider trading, right? 3 days before the Microsoft acquisition was announced, 3 mysterious individuals bought $108 million worth of Activision shares, and they just so happen to also be associated with Bobby Kotick. And they've come out and said, yeah, it was just pure coincidence. It was just a chance. It was a flip of a coin. And you guys know there's more going on there. I don't have to even go in depth with that, but they made $60 million in profit because of this supposed insider trading, which I think is the case. So it'll be ironic if all they get is a fine for like 100,000 or even $1 million, because they would still profit how many more millions on top of that, to the point where being a crook is still profitable for them, which is really sad. But I guess, like Nikolai says in the old zombies experiences, greedy capitalists, right? That's just what's going on. Now, I also want to address something that I was actually thinking about not too long ago. Do you guys remember when there was an actual really cool Call of Duty merchandise store, and I remember buying like a Monkey Bomb sweater? They had mugs, t-shirts, hats, all types of really cool items. Now all of a sudden the Call of Duty merch store just disappeared and we never really heard anything about it. Well, if you look at shop.callofduty.com, it does look like they're launching a new Call of Duty merchandise store in the near future, and it would make sense considering how much bigger Call of Duty is now than where it was back then, right? With all these new free-to-play experiences, Warzone especially. I mean, they need to start capitalizing on so many cool things that for some reason they just haven't ever sold. I mean, imagine Hasbro helping Activision make some really cool replica wonder weapons. Imagine something that can make up for the unfortunate cancellation of those Primus statues during Black Ops 4. I mean, imagine how many cool figurines and collectibles and replicas that they can actually pump out because of all the lore Call of Duty has to offer. So I'm glad that, hopefully at least, they're going to start taking advantage of things like that and open up a new store at some point in the near future. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the breaking news regarding Warzone Mobile? How are you feeling about the 2-year anniversary of Warzone today? And also, what are your thoughts on the other updates we covered? Really hope you enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.